All right. Well, this is the day, the chosen day of the stealth camp because we're having unusually warm weather today. It's only going to go down to 55 degrees tonight. So I figured this was my best chance. On the downside, spring wild turkey season started yesterday. So I'm out here back at the near the tree stand, and nobody's around. I know you probably can't see it through the trees, but I've been watching that tree stand that I showed you before. Nobody's over there. And where are we? And nobody, it doesn't look like anyone's around right now, but I can tell that that antenna has been moved, so I do have to watch out. I'm not gonna hike up the hill just yet. I'm gonna hike a little bit upland because we have had some rain, and I don't want to get my shoes, well, sneakers soaked. And once I get a little upland, I'm going to kind of start following the river parallel and get down to a spot where I like to set up my hammock. En route to the area that I like to set up my hammock in, I remembered a long time ago I was talking with one of my hunter friends, and I told him how I wear orange, blaze orange, during the turkey season. And he laughed at me. He said, "What are you doing? Wiggling around on the ground acting like a turkey?" So I don't know. I was kind of a little insulted because I thought they always like when you wear orange. So I was surprised to hear that from a hunter. Obviously, orange isn't going to fit with my stealth plan today. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of that. Do you guys wear orange during turkey season too, or just during deer season? And let me know if you think he was right or wrong for making fun of me. I don't know, better safe than sorry, no? Well, I'm here. One of the two trees that I usually tie my hammock to is basically, it's not down, but it fell over. It's leaning in such a way that it's not far enough away anymore from the other tree, so I have to look around and find a different spot, but show you the river in a second. But what I'm hearing today is a lot of activity from the industrial area, and lately they've been blasting. And, well, if I told you how close I was to the blasting line, you'd probably say I was crazy, but I'll show you where the signs are when I get back up there. But they're not going to be blasting at night. And they also sound a siren, not a siren, but a horn in a certain pattern to let you know when they're going to be blasting. And there's a 5-minute warning and a 1-minute warning and all that. But here's the river. I might try to use this tree and another tree. This tree I usually just lean against to eat lunch. I don't know if I've ever tried to set up my hammock on it. The other way I set up my hammock was cool because it went right across the water. The river is still actually kind of low, the brook, but you can tell it has much bigger flow up here than the end where I'm going to be camping. All right, time to find a spot for the hammock. I don't know if you guys can hear all the trucks going back and forth, beeping and making a lot of noise over at that industrial area. But another thing that happened over there this weekend is I'm always scoping out this area, and I know that in the last maybe 2 decades, there's been 3 times where I've seen them working over there. I don't even know if they were working, but where I've seen people over there on a Sunday. And this past Sunday was one of those times. I think it was someone who works there, but I don't think he was working there. It was someone tooling around the roads up there in a blue Dodge Ram pickup truck. And given the timing of things, I can't help but get the feeling that maybe it's that hunter and he works there and he was, scoping things out. There's no hunting on Sunday in Maine, but maybe he was just looking, checking his cameras, looking to see where the turkeys are going to be in a couple days when the season starts. So it's just noteworthy, something to be mindful of, but not too mindful because I'm enjoying this river here. I love how it flows in the spring. And I'm a bit hungry because I haven't eaten lunch yet, and I don't even know what time it is. It's getting to be like 3 o'clock. So I got some beef jerky and some cheese from the farm. It's almost sacrilegious to have $7 per 8-ounce cheese from the farm and then eat it with beef jerky, but I just wanted something that would be easy. And some mayonnaise for a little dip. And I got my water. So I'm just gonna chill here for a bit. And this place here, they usually close up around 4 o'clock, so the noise should die down, and then I won't mind hiking up toward the intended campsite and setting up my tent there. So, bon appetit. Mmm. And I have some pepitas too, otherwise known as pumpkin seeds. The view for my hammock. And of course, I brought a book to read. Pretty good. From like the early 70s, The Onion Field. True story. I'm filming this without the lapel mic or hat mic to see if you can hear all that noise. I think the cell camera will pick it up better. That's all the trucks working in that industrial area. All right, back to the lapel mic, hat mic. Well, despite all that noise, it is getting near quitting time. I forget if they quit at 4 or 4:30. So I'm not looking forward to it with 30 to maybe 50 pounds of gear on my back, but it's time to start hiking up the hill. And then when the trucks stop going by, I will set up the tent. We got turkeys. Oh, I gotta turn the camera around. That hill is a lot harder when you have a bunch of gear on your back. But it's around here somewhere. Here we go. These two trees. All right. Home for the night. Right here. That maroon hoodie sweatshirt, I had just set it down out there by the river, and the forest floor was so wet it got soaked on one side. That's why you saw me hanging it up there in the time lapse. So it sounds like they're still working over there, but seems to be slowing down. This tent has a bright yellow fly, so I'm not going to put that on until after I see all the trucks go by and leave for the day. There are showers predicted for tonight, and the other thing I wasn't counting on is the wind. So with the lapel mic, it should be okay for filming, but it is going to gust at times to 25 miles an hour. So not psyched about being under 2 pine trees, but they haven't fallen in 40 years. So should be good there. But no way am I going to have a fire with 10 to 15 miles per hour steady winds and gusts of 25. So this is for later. It's not going to be fancy. It's just going to be prepared meal and boiling water and just something to eat that's going to be safe, because it would be crazy to have a fire tonight. And we have had some growth from the spring, so I can only kind of see the buildings down there. I'm sure when it gets dark and the lights come on, I'll have no problem seeing them. They're that way, so I kind of angled this way, so the light spilling out will kind of be at an angle to them. And we don't need any phone calls to the police. Well, maybe you guys do, because it would make for a more interesting video, but I'm too old for that stuff. Alrighty. Maybe to walk around and check out the salamanders. See if they're still around. They're probably mostly migrated home, but once in a while you get a straggler. And just happened upon a paper wasp's nest. Nice specimen from last fall. see the honeycomb in there. Well, not honeycomb per se, but the cells of the hive. Very nice specimen. Well, it's twilight. I think it's about 7, maybe a little after 7. So it's really not twilight yet because sunset is at 7:41. But some clouds have come in the west, so it's got that twilight feel to it. And I'm a night owl. I don't like eating too early, but this water in here, it's actually water and well, hot water and milk. These prepared food recipes usually call for a cup and a half of water and half a cup of milk, but that comes to 2 cups, and this is just about 2 cups. So what I do is I cut it in half, and this is just 3/4 of a cup of water and 1/4 of a cup of milk. And hopefully it's still warm enough to do what I'm going to do here, which is completely the wrong way, which is why I'm starting it now, because I don't have a stove top of boiling water. So what I'm going to do is pour the dried meal in with the milk and water mixture and shake it up and just leave it sit while I do other things. So close it back up before all the heat escapes. Hear that? Dried macaroni is Alfredo if you didn't see the label. I'm just going to set this in here and just leave it like that for a while, and probably go down to the chairs I brought and just sit in the twilight and see if any deer come or any more turkeys. Quick delay of plan. I just saw a mosquito fly into the tent, so I'm going to zip it up. But before I do that, I'm going to get the sleeping bag set up. And I want to bring the gimbal, get the camera set up, and I can, off chance I see anything, I can film it. It's 7:13, and I'm not kidding you. I just heard the blast horn sound twice. And then right after that, I heard a truck beeping down by where I know the entrance and exit to be. Hopefully, that was just someone leaving for the day. But I do know if it sounds one more long beep, that means they're blasting in 1 minute. So I will turn the camera back on if that happens. Usually there are trucks up by the ridge if they're getting ready to blast, so that they watch out for people like me. Can't imagine them blasting this late. But then again, they were working hard all day cleaning up the last blast, so it is that time of year where people are doing construction. So we'll see. I'll let you know. Well, the turkeys have been here. See, the leaves here are kind of undisturbed, and in the distance up there, they're undisturbed. And in the middle section here, they were scraping around for ticks and stuff, good stuff to eat. Maybe they'll come back. Instead of going to sit in the chair, I decided to come to the Vernal pool for twilight. Maybe we'll see a salamander swim up for a gulp there. You can see how windy it is just by looking at the ripples on the water. This is where they usually are every year. But with the reflections, it's going to be hard to see anything swimming up, though. You would see in this area where it's shaded by the tree. I laid these down the other day so I could get across without getting my feet wet. See if I can get back. One of these is questionable as to whether it can take my weight. Oh, it didn't snap. Maybe we'll come back after dark. Especially if there's a light drizzle, that's when you might see stuff. There used to be a different sign here that specifically talked about blasting, and they even posted what the horn sounds mean. And luckily I saw that. That was almost 20 years ago, and I just always remembered, especially because there have been times I've been out here and heard them, and once or twice was a little too close to that ridge up there, which of course is ever slowly moving over. But I don't know why that horn sounded twice. Nobody's up here blasting. Maybe that last worker saw my tent out here and was just messing with me. Then I'll do a little stealth test to see how visible my tent is from their road. Yeah, if they were blasting, there would be a truck parked up here, making sure people like me weren't coming up. And I'm in there. You can't see anything. We'll try it again later with the light on. I can't see nothing. I don't know where my tent is. I'll get a little closer and see what it looks like. All right, there's the road. I'm only about 30 feet from where I just was. And I can only now just barely start to see my tent. And I doubt you can even see it on camera. Of course, it'll be an entirely different test when I try it with the light on. So you can probably start to see it on camera now. Pretty much right in the middle. But yeah, nobody's gonna see that from the road. Nobody's even gonna be up on that road, really. And I just came up from the condo association earlier, and their windows are backed right up to that hill, really. So there's only one building that's over there that's on the same level as I am, right in the middle of the screen. That one might be able to see the light, but my light is pointing almost 180 degrees away from that building. So maybe they could see a glowing blue tent. We'll see. We'll check that later. It's getting dark. I decided to bring the chairs up here because there's wind gusts. And that's a very old oak tree. As strong as oaks are, there's a lot of branches down around it. And there's another branch right next to a pine. And when the wind gusts just right, it smacks into it. Scares the bejesus out of me. I don't know if you just heard it, just did it now. Probably the lapel mic isn't picking it up, but yeah, I'll take my chance under these pine trees that don't have any branches all around them on the ground. So I'm going to chill here. I'm going to keep my mouth shut and see what shows up. Look deep into the woods, and sometimes you see things. See the tops of those trees? And that tree that I normally sit under just snapped again. And it scared the bejesus out of me again, even though I should be ready for it. Back to Deer Patrol. Yeah, I changed the camera angle again and brought it in closer because I don't know how it's going to come out, but on my screen it looks really dark. So I was just hoping to get it a little brighter. But what I'm going to do after this clip is I'm going to open my sound recorder. I'm going to shut off the lapel mic, and then next time there's a gust of wind, I'm going to record it so you guys can hear what's kind of wigging me out. I just tell myself, hey, these trees haven't fallen in the last 20 years. They're not going to fall tonight. And then even if they do, they'd probably fall away from the tent. Probably. Yeah, that's what I'd be sitting under. No, thank you. This is just the regular wind. This isn't even one of the gusts. That was kind of a smaller gust right there. I've been trying to capture a big one, but it's hard because you think one's coming and then it isn't one, or it's a smaller one like that. Trying to capture it before the light goes from the sky. There we go. It's beautiful though. Scary sometimes, but it's beautiful. Nice warm evening breeze. And there's the lights from the condo association. I guess there is one window down there that, even though it's backed up to the hill, I can see it. I can see the whole square of it, which means if someone were looking out that window, they could see my light. But they'd have to be looking out the window while their light is off and the shades are up, and most people aren't going to do that at night. Well, it's dark now, and I've never filmed myself camping before, so I didn't realize that these cameras were this bad in low light. But I can hear the peepers behind me, and I think maybe I'll go over there and try to go over there as quietly as possible so that they don't hear me, and make a sound recording of them, and maybe even stick the red light down in the water, see what's floating around, swimming around. It's a water bug right in the middle of the screen. It's a big one. There's a salamander over here. too far away for the camera to pick up. Spotted salamander, the first one I've seen this year. I'll see what I can do. There he is. I'm zooming in with the camera. It's all pixelated. Oops. A little better. Took off. Well, it's best I could do. It's pretty gnarly. I'm on the other side of the vernal pool. Had to give my ears a break. I forgot how at this time of year, the peepers, they really don't quiet down when you approach them. Maybe the ones that you get right up to. Just heard something over here. Maybe the ones you get right up to and try to shine the light on, but for the most part, it's deafening. That Alfredo starting to sound good about now. It's almost 9:30. I think I'll go back and eat that before it gets too late to eat. Well, it's really dark out, and I guess I'm learning how bad this camera is in low light. Oh, still feels warm on the outside. There's hope. Sounds less dry. I'm in some kind of flight path too. Jets keep going by. The Noodle Lake. A bit pasty. Not ideal. But I'm gonna eat some of these, settle my tummy. And I don't know what next. I have to think about that. Still a lot of liquid in there. Obviously, I knew it wasn't the proper preparing instructions. All right, I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me eat. Or you don't want to watch me eat or brush my teeth after. So I'll take care of that. I'll let you know if anything happens. Go on a morning hike and pick up some of the trash around here. Take you guys with me. good lower body workout, going up and down the hill. And this is a good opportunity here to get a little upper body. There's that wind again. Beautiful morning breeze. Home sweet temporary home. I'll start packing up a few things and take it from there. It's high noon now. Well, it's afternoon, but true noon. Sun's directly overhead. I did shoot a good morning video for you guys when I first woke up, but I forgot that the camera was still on 240x for the overnight time lapse. So I'm going to try to remember everything I said there. I just basically talked about what happened during the night. It was very windy, crazy windy last night, which it still is. Gusts of 35 now predicted today. And during the night, around 3:15 a.m. or so, I did get a barred owl landed in a tree somewhere near here. And it was a youngin because it didn't quite have the call right. And I got up and interrupted the time lapse and ran the sound recorder, and I did get some audio of it, which I'll insert here. And maybe I'll insert a clip of the of my morning video, my good morning video to you guys. Maybe I'll insert a still frame of that while I'm doing this voiceover, because it only ended up being like a second long. Let's see. Yeah, that was pretty much it. And now I'm taking a break from hiking. I'm gonna pack up and hike back. And if I remember anything else, I'll let you know. I'll do a time lapse of the tent breaking down. And just thank you guys very much for watching. Freedom lovers, thanks for watching me do the stealth camp. And until next time, thanks for watching, freedom lovers.